heard you wanna. I heard you wanna chat with your girl. Chat with your girl. Chat with your girl. Chat. Business and beauty, come and confess how you make your money and say yes to the guest.
Hello, welcome back to Say Yes to the Guest, you guys. I am so excited. I am joined by someone so cunty, so queenie, Nikita Dragun. Nikita is a YouTuber, beauty expert, all-around extra badass bitch. She has seen the good and the bad side of social media, but she's always shown confidence. She is the CEO of Dragun Beauty and has a new clothing line called Bad Bitch. And Miss Mama over here has 8.4 million followers on Instagram, 3 million YouTube subscribers, 8.2 TikTok followers, 124 million TikTok likes, and yes, YAS stands for you are a success, and I believe in this success. Please welcome Nikita Dragun. Hello.
Hi.
What's up?
It's so weird to see you in this setting. I'm so used to us just sitting down and, can I say drinking?
Yeah.
Having a gay old time and having no makeup, glam, or anything. So,
but
like
here
so
we
weird.
are. I thought it was gonna be harder to get you on this. I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know, because this is like a business moment. I don't know. It's like work, but we always chill. I think lately, since quarantina, like we've just been kicking it, we've been reconnecting.
Better bond than ever.
Yeah, would you say?
I would say.
Can you give me all the words? Like just it's very hard to get you to emote.
Is it?
Yes.
But you're so good at pulling the emotions out. That's why I was really comfortable. Which, by the way, congratulations on your podcast.
Thank you.
Say yes. Why? What is it? You are a success.
You are a success.
You are a slut.
And I want to talk about it because you are one of the most spectacular people on social media. I've seen you from day one. Can we go back to day one?
Are we gonna go back?
I think we should go back to our day one so everyone knows like where we met. And I don't know if you remember, or I don't know if I remember, but I want to hear it from you.
So I moved here from Virginia in, I want to say it was like 2016. And I had no family members, no friends. I'd never been to LA before. I just had gotten accepted to FITM to study for business school for marketing, but for makeup. And it was the second day, like I'm talking, I just hopped off the plane. I went into Target to go grab everything. I came here with like one suitcase basically. And my mom dropped me off and she had left. And I remember it was my first day of classes and I didn't know that you had to go to the first day for some reason in my mind. I was like, okay, whatever. And I remember Kylie was going to open up the Bellamy store on Robertson. Okay. Right across from the Abbey.
Yes.
And
in West Hollywood.
In West Hollywood. I was gagged because I was like, this is an event. And
Kylie Jenner was there when she was making weave, girl, with Bellamy.
Yeah, with Bellamy. So it was a little bit of a blast from the past, but at the same time, I remember I was working with Bellamy. That was like one of my first brand partners when I was still in Virginia, and I took my first Uber. I was in an Uber pool, and
really?
Yes, and I went, instead of going to one of my classes, I got glam. And then I went to go to the event and I snuck in, wasn't on the list, was very confident, just walked my little way to the front in a gray wig, a dream, a gray contact, and a little white dress.
I literally remember. The one thing about you is you always paint a picture. So it's so funny when we want to kiki about a story, you're like, bitch, I'll do something. Girl, you take like the most forever. You could literally be a cinematographer or director of photography because you paint a picture.
You have to know how I smell. You have to know what I'm wearing. You have to know what wig I'm wearing. You have to know, if I talk to the Uber driver or not.
It's very, very that.
It's so funny because you remember specific things, but I remember the opposite of like the important things.
Yeah,
you remember people's names, their birthday, their sign, their astrological chart, and I'm over here remembering like, I'm like, oh yeah, but I smell like this.
I looked like this.
And
like, okay, was the story about you or about the situation?
Oh wait, never mind. Anyways, back to the story. So I snuck my way into the party and I obviously knew no one. I was walking around and just like gagging like this little kid from Virginia and
it was like their grand opening and Kylie was opening it and she wore that white sickening jumpsuit
with the blue hair,
and I lost my luggage.
You did?
Yeah, I was there with Manny. We had drove all the way from bumfuck somewhere and I bought this jumpsuit from Target, wrapped my head up, and we met. at that party.
I ran up to you.
We finally get to the
Sorry.
point.
Oh my God. This is why I can't be on a podcast.
How much time do we have to?
I know. Okay. Let me just get to the point.
So then we met.
I ran up to you and I was like, I have obviously known you forever. I was following you back when I was in Virginia and you had liked my post a couple times.
Yes.
And I was just like, oh my God, we're friends. Like,
Yes.
let me just run up to my sis. So I was like, oh my God, we're twins. Hey, twins.
Yes, you did.
I literally have a vlog. I forgot. We need
Oh
to
my
watch it. We need
gosh.
to watch
No,
it.
Should we react?
We should literally react to it because
Oh
I
my
ran
God,
up to you.
let's do it. Yeah, and then I remember at that time, for me, I was in the Knicks Face Awards, and I was gonna go start the competition, and all the contestants were staying in the Line Hotel, and I really didn't have any other friends, so I knew you lived in downtown at the time, and the Line Hotel is in Koreatown. It's super close. I was like, hey, next week, do you want to come and hang and Knicks Face Awards? And that's how we kind of like clicked and we hung out and everything.
But I definitely always tell everyone that you're the reason why I got into the beauty world.
Shut the fuck up.
No,
girl.
for real, because obviously when I met you, we kicked it off, and you were so welcoming and inviting. And then you invited me to, you're like, hey, I'm here too. Like, you're in downtown, da 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 da. And then you had invited me to come to the Brian. Or no, did you invite me to come to the Brian Champagne? Or I think that's when I saw you next.
Yes,
Something
there was like
happened.
some influencer thing
Some
happened, but we just
influencer.
kept crossing paths. But we like hit it off.
And then you kept inviting me, and I kept coming around, and I feel like
yes, we did Halloween together with Manny. You were Miss
Yes,
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
And then I was
Cinderella,
Cinderella, bitch,
bitch.
because Cinderella has some big shoulders. But you know who had bigger shoulders? Snow White.
You are hateful.
Y'all know who I'm talking about, Mr. Manny.
Girl, I have such a sickening video of you. Like, remember when we went to Yard House afterwards?
Oh
like,
my gosh,
so drunk,
stop.
and you're literally sitting there full woman and just opening your chest and like
with
shaking
my
your
titty
tits
on
and just
the
like,
table.
and the waiter's just like, oh, ma'am.
But it's so funny, like how much we were related. But since then, just like fast forwarding to now,
Yeah, it's crazy.
you have your own brand, Dragon Beauty. You have the most sickening bionic body, sitting here, titties out and all, just to paint you guys a picture that's listening. And you have such a beautiful heart and a beautiful soul. And I went to your graduation party. I went to your launch. Girl, I wore one of your fucking wigs to your launch at the Magic Castle.
You really did.
Yeah, but it's just crazy.
I've always been able to count on you.
It's thank you. It's just so crazy because every time we sit wigless on my couch, girl, you pretty much, if Nikita's been sleeping over, she practically lives here.
Yes.
And you also have a new home. And we'll get there, but it's just crazy to see. And I'm sure people that are listening want to know how you got there and like what it takes, because above everything, you are a transgendered woman. And to amount to this level of success is mind-blowing to someone that probably hasn't transitioned yet, that wants to. What do you think it takes, or what do you think it took for you to get to where you are today?
I think just like really envisioning and like never taking obviously no as an answer. I think I constantly I never had a role model in that way. Like, I never saw someone do what I wanted to do, or, there was never that really path for me, and I had to really just figure it out. So I think for me, I had to be really self-reliant in a lot of ways and kind of have this like crazy mentality to get to where I always envisioned myself to be. I think it took a lot of strength. It took a lot of tears, a lot of just like kind of grit, I think, to get where I always envisioned myself to be. Obviously, it wasn't easy, but at the same time, I feel like that really shaped who I am today. Obviously, I would have done some things different.
Like what? Tell us.
Like, I think I would have just asked for help a little bit more, and
Really? Like
just
what kind of help?
I think I would have just been.
I'm trying to hit the weak spots, bitch.
You
Just
better
tell
stop.
me.
No. I think for me, I think everyone is going through their own journey. So I never wanted to burden someone else with my own thing.
But it could help somebody. So tell us.
I know.
What would you have wanted help on?
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, obviously my transition, or, just business and life, and how to make money, or how to really just like survive, and how to accomplish my dreams.
So with nothing within reach to you, like you just said, what I'm getting is that you didn't have any help. How did you learn that help? Was it YouTube? Or did you get like finance for dummies? Did you get how to start a business? Like,
I think I just always had that like hustler mentality.
Or did you surround yourself with people that knew what they were doing and just
I
observed?
mean, yeah, no, for
Because
sure.
I feel like you're an observer.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I learned a lot from you, obviously, in terms of like business and like, just social media stuff and like how to like actually create a business. So I think that's what's always helped too. And I feel like all my friends have been older, just that doing it part. I think I'm the type where I just go, you see when the wig gets strapped on and just like the lash and everything.
So would you say like it's okay to have trial and error?
1,000,000%.
Yeah, failure is okay. Early on, can you share a failure that you had that you overcame? Early on, like early Dragon.
I mean, God, there was so many. I mean, there was, business deals that I think I did wrong.
Alone or with the manager?
Alone. And that was the other thing too. I think at the time I was just so hungry to try to like make ends meet and try to invest into myself in order to keep up. Cause I think that's also
keep up what? The business,
the facade, the image. Cause obviously too, when I'm surrounding myself around other influencers or like people at the time.
You kind of like want to dress for the job that
you
do.
Want. Yes. You definitely do have to dress for the job, but I've always been like very, scrappy in that way of like pulling things together, but at the same time, I think just kind of, if I would have realized that maybe earlier, that not everyone has really everything that they're perceiving to have, if that makes any sense.
I'm just going to get it out of the way. You are the most probably controversial people that, I mean, I don't see it because I think I've known you from a day one. So I don't want to say I'm biased, but it's just so hard because you're like my little sister and I see you and I think you know this.
Yes.
So, but to some, via Twitter, via Instagram, via drama channels, scandal, there are things. So do you think what it takes, or since you have been born as Nikita Dragun, that scandal is a part of success? Because, the celebrity world before, sex tapes and scandals and leaked nudes seem to be a part of the formula for fame.
1,000,000%. And I think as a business person, I'm going to be real, like, absolutely. I think you can look at it that way. And if you look at the success of certain people who are in the spotlight.
You're saying absolutely it is necessary?
No, I'm saying absolutely I can see how people can understand that. Like I understand how people can like look at me or observe other people and be like, oh, they must be trying to have a stunt or a scandal or whatever it might be. But at least in my case, I think I'm like very obviously outspoken. I act on emotion. I don't really have that, read it the second time or like, put it in your drafts or whatever. Like I kind of just am like, okay, I get this point of view and I understand this. So like if I understand it, then it should be good for everyone. And I sometimes don't think, and I obviously make the mistake of like, people can misinterpret a lot. And if someone doesn't like you, they are going to take that time to, why did she put her period here? Why did she use this word or this word and like twist it to whatever they want it to be? So it's like that extra layer of scrutiny.
So have any, I mean, I know the answer, I feel. Have any of your scandals or stunts or controversies been calculated at all?
I won't say calculated, but I think some of them, I do know that there could be a backlash. I think I can be completely honest and real about that. But it's not like I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, what can I do today to be a scandal, or what can I do today to gain notoriety? I think because I have made those mistakes, obviously being, a little bit more innocent and green in the beginning and, just trying to pussy stunt and kind of have this crazy life and making those mistakes, I think I do, and I'm trying to flex that muscle of like, okay, let me give this a second thought, or like, can someone twist this and, make it over here and make it a thing? So for sure.
I think I asked you this last week, or I was going to ask you last week, but I was like, oh, I'm going to save it for the podcast. Like with any of your scandals and the repercussions, just to share, I had my little taste of that was barely. I know, but I don't get it all the time. And a lot of people praise the Patrick Star for not having, drama, which I do pride myself on.
For sure.
I feel like I've done, I mean, girl, let's be real. You were a drama getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Girl, it's been there. You've been there, done that, but you're still standing, okay? But even with my little twiddly bit, my mom will see it and she'll call me crying, or she'll call my friends. Now, has there been like, how does your family or your personal circle react to the big twiddly bits that you be doing?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely call me. I talk a lot with my mom.
Your mom?
My mom. My dad will see things and he'll like voice it to my mom.
Is that how it goes?
My dad. No, but my mom will see usually 9 times out of 10. Always
Your mom
see
is
it
fierce,
first.
Bitch.
She's on it. Mama Dragun. That's the only person in this life many
that
lives
can check you.
That can really check me. Obviously, is my mom. But yeah, she usually sees it first, and then she will either call me or will text. And usually,
Like, what is it like? If there's something scandalous,
if there's something, it depends. I mean, obviously, I've been in so many
Girl,
things.
like, how much time do we
she can't
honestly
really
have?
be. She can't be really calling me all like that.
Has there been one has she cried over one? Has she been so concerned over one?
I think there's been, I can't remember which one it was, but she called me literally, and she was just like wanting to have a deeper understanding of like what
Your choices.
my choices. Yeah.
Okay.
And she was like, okay, just so I know I'm aware.
Does she believe the internet more so? Or
No, which is great. But that was something I had to talk with her in the beginning, because even too, I remember there was like, wild rumors in the beginning.
Because the other week we watched The Social Dilemma on Netflix, and we was
Yes,
gagged, bitch.
we
We were like, let's turn off our phones.
Yeah, no, we were. I mean, that's a whole different discussion. But I think obviously too, she has also really learned that, obviously one, you can't believe everything. And two, she gives me this space to handle things. I think, I think a good one is like, sometimes she would see some of my friendships, or, hey, did you see that this person liked this tweet or tweeted this really about you, or, just like something. And I'll explain it to her and be like, yes, you know what? This is the situation that's kind of happening behind the scenes. I don't want to speak on it, or whatever it might be. And then she kind of gets her piece. And as long as I speak it to her and she understands, then she can always kind of like, be good on her own. Because even too, people will, I'm sure on your mom's stuff too, like people will comment and be like, why does your son do this? Or why does your daughter do this? Right. And so she always wants that peace of mind, if the moms gather in the neighborhood or whatever, and they kind of make a slick comment, she always wants to know like a good little,
she wants to hear.
Yeah. She wants to hear from me and like have a good kind of like rebuttal.
Yeah. So when obviously, like, this is, I don't think I've ever said this in public. When I was going through it with Manny in our fallout, my mom was like, I haven't seen you with Manny. How's Manny? Give him a hug and a kiss. And
it's hard.
She did it.
It's hard.
Week after week after week after week. Like, where's Manny? Because we had like such a streak, like, since we started, even past like 1 million followers, 2 million followers. And then I think I had to like snap and be like, Mom, we are not friends right now. And she's like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to pray for you guys. But it was just so crazy, because it's just like, sometimes, yes, I kind of want to like share as much as I can, but like, I feel like you could relate to this. There's Patrick Star and there's Patrick, and there's Nikita Dragun and there's Nikita. And
I think a lot of it too is in that same light, and kind of what I was speaking to earlier of wanting to do it on my own. A lot of things, and I think my biggest struggle is like, I never want to have my actions or my burdens or whatever it is that's going on in my life affect them, and especially with my parents or people I love. Like, to me, it's just like that like kills me, right? Because I'm like, I feel as though in some ways I won't say invincible, but I've grown obviously a strength in myself. But obviously, like, if someone, if it falls upon my friends or my family or whatever, it just like, it hurts me that much more.
Right.
Because I know they don't have that.
Right. I want to talk about really quick, since you're bringing up family. Now, you Asian and Mexican, and in building a business, I want to hear from you personally. How much do you involve your family in your business? Because for me, I'm Filipino. Okay. And my parents did not dabble in this industry whatsoever. But as soon as I start keeping my lights on, making some money, they want to have all this tips and tricks and say in the business. I'm like, y'all didn't start this business to begin with. So for people listening at home that want to start a business, that's a minority, for you, what is your take on involving family in a business?
I think it is really tough, and I think that's something I'm still kind of navigating myself. It's never a situation of my parents wanting anything from me at all. Like, they're totally fine. I think they just want my best interest, and they want to make sure I'm making the smart decisions. But obviously me, just in my personality and also being the youngest child, like, when the parents have a certain way of like nagging and just kind of putting things in a certain way, and you're just like, come on, like, I was the one in my house, like duct taping my camera to the window in order to film it. And they really didn't see the social media side at first. But obviously as it's grown and become a business, they want to point things out, and they want to help. And I know that, but it is tricky.
There's no right or wrong answer. No. There isn't. I think it's I think the big T word is tolerance.
Yes.
How much can you actually tolerate, and how much are you willing to learn dependently versus independently? And there are some aspects of my business where I have obviously called my dad, and there are obviously some instances in my business where I do not want them a part of. I mean, I wouldn't ask my mom and dad, what YouTube video should I do next? Or what TikTok, should I do next?
But I'll get second opinions all the time. Like I'll send stuff like contracts or like agreements or especially with numbers to my dad because he's such a genius with all that stuff. And opinions sometimes I'll get from my mom as well. But for the most part,
keyword is opinions.
Yeah. Well, I try to just like keep them as far away from this world as possible because like I said, like it is so, and as you know, it is tough. Yeah. And for me, just because I feel like I don't want them involved. Like, I mean, if it was my, they had to put it in the hard work before, immigrating and coming to the country and this, that, and the other, and all the crazy stories from them. Like, I want to work so like I can take care of them. I don't want them to worry.
Right. This is so funny because I'm going to ask you a crazy question.
Oh,
since you are called like the mother of all dragons, right? If I was to picture Nikita Dragun as an actual mother, would you or would you not let your baby do the same reckless shit that you've been doing for the past few years to get to where they're at? Would you condone it or would you control it?
I would have a
condone or control.
I would have a deeper understanding. I don't want to be the the stereotype of like, yes, I was a wild girl in my 20s
with all the surgeries
and then
all the glam and all the boys and the TikTok and the kick-cock of it all, girl.
I think it would be opposite. I think my kids would be opposite from me. Like I think because I am bitch,
apples
really
don't fall far from the tree.
But look how this tree is shaped, bitch. Okay. I know you're over here fucking ripe for the harvest, but look at this one, bitch.
Girl,
okay.
You're planting the seeds.
I mean, I love like a good planted seed.
I think you would be a good mom.
I think I would be a good
mom.
I think
you're
I would be a good mom
now, though.
because my mom's a good mom. But yeah, I'm an aunt.
Yeah, you're an auntie.
I'm a godfather.
Shut the fuck up.
I am. I'm a godfather.
I was on the phone when your sister had her baby and you were FaceTiming and I think just you were FaceTiming a very, very, very famous, cute boy TikToker. I don't want to drop names. Let's just keep it Tony Lopez. And then you went from Tony Lopez to like aunt mode. And to see that switch was so sickening. It was like, yeah, because you were like, hi, what are you doing? He's like, hey, I'm Nikita. And then you FaceTime Lorraine, like, hey, what are you doing? Are you gonna come out? And then you were like, auntie. You're like, hi. I was like, oh, my sister's calling. And then she's like, oh my god, look, I just had the baby. I just went through the longest labor of my life. And you're like, oh my god. And then it was just like the dragon and smoke like cleared the room. We were literally, I was so reminiscent. We were driving down on Sunset. Yeah. And then it's like, I literally saw the heart of the dragon.
Don't tell and it was just, that.
No, but
I
think
recording?
People need to know.
No,
that was so sickening. I was like, I'm seeing you in this dynamic of family. You're an aunt. It like hit you. You were like literally tearing up. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to cry. Like, I'm an aunt. And I was like, oh my God, this bitch is grown. And to see this dynamic, I don't know people. Well, first of all, like I said in the beginning, you don't fucking show emotion at all. But like, it's like catching a needle in a haystack. It's very hard.
I'm an Aquarius. What can I say? It's hard.
I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean because you're just all types.
No,
you're every sign when you want to be. Girl, you blonde one day and then you red hair another day.
Yeah.
Contacts this day.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I do feel like I'm like off in the air. I'm like outside of my body sometimes. But.
Well, speaking of the different identities, I do want to talk about really quick the tanning and the lightening.
Yes.
Like is it intentional or is it just a look or what you're feeling that day? Because you have multiple looks.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's a look in regard to I like how I look when I tan in the summer. And obviously, with the busy schedule and all that stuff, we can't lay out and roast ourselves all day in the sun.
Shout out to Isabel.
Shout out to Isabel, my spray tanner.
And mine.
My spray tanner. To your point, yes, I obviously know that that's like a constant thing. And especially with the climate that's happening just in general, I understand how, one Instagram post, I'll be dark. And the next Instagram post, I'll be like pale as, as snow. But I mean, technically, obviously it is artificial, but at the same time, if I were to tan naturally, that's exactly how dark I would naturally get. I mean, you're Filipino,
Yes.
you know
Yes.
how tan
Or
a
we've been on trips
Southeast
together,
Asian, you
yes.
know, that we can get. Obviously, my sister, who you just mentioned is my world, she got melanoma stage 2 going on stage 3, and she has a huge scar on her stomach from where they removed it, and we had no idea that runs in our family. And so ever since then, like, I can't naturally tan
Because you want to prevent.
yeah, I just want to prevent. And you know, I do understand though how it is like a sensitive thing to people,
But by no means it's intentional.
no, by no means. I mean, it's just purely a thing of like, hey, like, I just really love how I look when I'm tan. In the summer,
Right.
everyone feels like better, and you feel like skinnier, and you just feel like just like more alive, and like, you know, you like have kind of like just that good sun to you. But
I do want to ask, you know, with all the controversy, and that's a pretty heavy one.
Yeah.
That's, I want to say, one of the most heavy ones.
I
would you
think
say?
so. I mean, I think it is heavy to me because I really do care. Like, I would never want to do something that like intentionally hurts people. I think like you would have to be so fucked up to do something like that.
Right.
But at the same time, like, it's just so hard because it is something that like I like love in a way, you know what I mean? Like, I just love to be tan.
Right.
But I hate that it is being misconstrued to be something else that it's not.
Right. So next, I want to talk about coping, because for any like, this is your business, right? You own a business. For anyone listening at home that want to create a multi-million-dollar business,
Yes.
like yourself, that is on the rise to fame, and obviously in quarantine, we have to use the internet. Like,
Yeah, we have
brick
to.
and mortar is not stores are not going anywhere. I just went to the mall today to see my gondola in Sephora, and stores were closing down.
Stop.
Yeah, this just juice store is like shutting down. So in regards to like having a successful online business, Dragon Beauty is e-com. You have more projects coming up.
Yes.
E-com, Bad Bitches e-com. But to complement that, your persona is also digitally based. Now, technically, your business is also online. But when you have these controversies come up, what is your way of coping? For anyone listening out there, like, what is the Nikita Dragun way? Or if they happen to have a scandal or a customer service mishap, like, what is the way that you cope? Is it like, I look at my phone, I see it, and I shut it off? Because that's what I personally do.
You do?
Yeah, I have to, just because I can't affect my energy, like my battery. I can't drain it for no reason. So it's like almost shutting off my apps or closing all my apps.
Yeah.
And I just put my phone down just so I can like breathe and hear my own thoughts first. But girl,
sure.
you're
I know. I'm over here like,
always on your phone.
I know. I will say though,
How do you cope?
if I'm gonna be real, like it first of all, the feeling of being canceled is not only, obviously, it's not a visual thing. Yes, of course, it's you seeing that, but like, you really feel as though, I feel like it's like a warm feeling. Like, you feel that, like, that same feeling of if you're being scolded by your mom, or if you like know like that like nasty
Paint us
secret
the
or something.
picture.
Like, it's just like that really hot feeling in your body.
Is it embarrassing? Is it scary
No,
at the time?
it's embarrassing. It's scary. It's all the above mixed into one, and you truly feel like you're, I won't say like you're gonna die, but like, it's like this like you're the only person on the world. You feel like everyone's looking at you, like no matter what. Even if you were going out in public and you're being canceled online, like you feel like everyone is looking at you and everyone knows, like, right? It's just this really weird feeling. So for me, coping wise, I mean, I've done a multitude of things, right? You know, I have tried, you know, why do people think this? Like, let me respond, let me, you know, clap back, or let me, you know, try to explain my reasoning or side. But it really is like a drop in the water, like a drop of blood in the water. And, you know, the sharks and the piranhas, and they all come, you know, swarming
Do
around.
you call your manager? Do you call
I
your
do call my
mom?
manager.
Okay. Your
call my manager.
publicist?
Call my mom. You know, at this point, I feel like I'm just so used to it that I'm just kind of like, you know, it's just
But
another
early on,
day.
like, let's give some solid advice. If someone
For
is
sure.
going through it and they're a business and they've invested $100,000 into their business, and then something hits them, like a ton of bricks, like, how should they cope with a scandal?
For sure, I think it's like, one, understanding yourself of like, okay, am I in the wrong, or
Can I make
this
this better?
okay? Like, can I make this better? Like, if you in your mind know for sure you had no ill intent, or that you had, you know, you could see your vision, you know what I mean? But also understand the other side. I think that's like a key thing too, because I'll look and I'll try to figure out like, why are they so mad, or why are they canceling me?
Right.
Or,
So what I'm getting is, by no means you are impulsive, because we have seen people that have been impulsive in the past and that have actually damaged their business.
yeah.
So by no means you're impulsive. You really take it back.
I try.
You look at it though.
I look at it.
You try to see every side of things.
I'm like, how can I make this better? Should I say something else? You know, obviously call my friends or my manager or whoever it might be. And I'm like, do you think I should say this? Or, you know, should I respond or should I not respond? Should I leave it? Right. It is definitely difficult.
Analyzing the situation and making the best decision possible is pretty much the best thing you can do than be impulsive right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but I've had my impulsive moments, bitch. I don't
you
know.
have? Like
I
what?
have.
Like what was
No, I think I've just been like I've clapped back so many times. I don't know. There's so many times like people try to drag me or try to be like jump on the bandwagon. Especially too, I only really clap back when I see other little fucking twiddly bit other bitches that try to quote tweet, that try to like hype on to whatever the fuck I'm doing. Okay. And then in person be all like, can I get a photo? Oh my God. Yes. Like it's just, and you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You've seen these bitches that fucking Saddle Ranch pull the fuck up. Oh my God, sorry. That was too much. That's so intense. Sorry, this one I get, see, that's the other side, you know, but
no, but it makes me frustrated.
It makes me frustrated.
Like, yo, what's good? You're very that. And I think I like that about you because I think that's the old school in you. And then the new school is like, I'm gonna just quote tweet that bitch. Yeah. Oh my God, can we talk about this party? You went to a party with Lorraine, right? You had that party. Let's talk about it. Like this is an example. One? You went to a party. It was a little party, and then you went upstairs with Lorraine to the room, and then someone made a comment that like outside.
Oh yeah. So Lorraine and I walked into a party. It was like a normal, not influencer or anything, and we had walked all the way upstairs. And then while we were upstairs in this guy's room putting our stuff away, the window was open. So from downstairs, we hear a girl, because we just walked in, the party's happening, whatever. We walked in, just went upstairs, put our stuff away, and then we're going to come back down.
Did not make no remarks. No,
nothing. Through the window, I hear a girl on the phone. She goes, yeah, like I saw Nikita. She's here. She looks like such a fucking bitch, but I'm going to try to sneak a photo.
Girl, and like Juliet out the window, bitch, you said.
I said, oh, she looks like a bitch, huh? Out the window. I'm like, and Lorraine and I are like, oh, she looks like a bitch. And this girl zoomed inside. The only regret I have is like, I didn't see what her face was or what she looked like. So then I looked at everyone sideways because everyone was trying to take a picture of everyone. So I'm like, which one of you fucking bitches was it, bitch? Which one of you fucking bitches was it?
Was it you?
Was it you? It's just, it's hard. And I think also to speak to the aggression.
That's hard because it's like people are just judging you without even meeting you. To be fair.
And that is fair. But also too, you have to realize for 18 years of my life, when they were teaching me to be a boy, they didn't tell me I had to be nice to everyone when I fucking walked into a room. They didn't tell me I had to sit like a lady or had to, you know, be a model, whatever, woman or fit to those standards in order to be, you know, accepted graceful. Or not seem like a bitch. So it just is so hard, you know. We walk into the room, we're not smiling rainbows like you know, at everyone. So it just sucks. It's like that extra pressure, which is annoying. But.
Well, speaking of pressure and finding yourself and your womanhood, I think online, because you have the tits, the ass, the face, the glam and everything, as a trans woman, you seem like you have it together. What are you still learning, or what are you looking forward to learning as a trans woman? Because I feel like you've learned the Nikita Dragun side at the same time you've dual path to success as a trans woman. So what haven't you learned yet as a woman?
I think it's like a balancing act in a lot of ways, because to my point, I think all those things that, you know, girls kind of go through in the early stages of high school and college or whatever it might be, like I really didn't learn, whether that be romantically, whether that be, I don't even know, just like in a common space a lot of ways, or like I didn't learn that. Obviously I grew up.
You came into this.
Yeah, I came into this, but at the same time, like, you know, like I grew up around nothing but gays. I was gay, obviously, at one point, and I just never really learned that kind of like girl code, or, you know, just kind of like chill, whatever. I think I don't know if you feel this way too, but in a lot of ways I do feel like I am like what's the word, like almost like the amusement, the entertainment in a lot of ways in the group.
You're just used to that.
Yeah, I'm used to that. You know, like I used to be the only boy on the cheerleading team in Virginia. You know, I used to be the only, you know, the gay best friend or whatever it might be. So like I'm so used to kind of being in those situations.
Well, also too, in the TikTok world, you're like the trans famous one.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's like I'm so used to being like the
something of the group.
That I'm
the black sheep of the group. the sheep. The
pink
pink sheep of the group. I'm just trying my best
Yeah.
to tiptoe. To tiptoe.
Yeah, so it is kind of hard. It is weird.
I mean, you're so hot. Like, are you still learning love? Because I mean, I know we have our boy talks. Like, is that
We have good boy talks.
We do.
We have good boy talks.
Some are not appropriate.
No,
for
they are
this
not,
kind of podcast.
Not even at all. Because Patrick, let me explain to those who are listening at home. Patrick and I are two different forces. Okay.
Oh my god.
She is with the words. She could talk anybody into. Do we agree? She could talk anybody into. I'll just leave it at that.
No, say it.
You're
Say
just
it.
so
Say
linguistic.
it.
You're just so linguistic. You'll be the
it.
type to be like, "Hi, you're so cute. You're so handsome. Do you have a girl? Oh, you do. So, oh, you're very muscular. Can I see a photo?" And he's like, "Oh, sure. Let me open my phone. Let me da, da, da." And then you start scrolling.
Last night.
and then he's like, "Yo, chill." And you're like, "What? I thought you said you weren't shy. You're a Leo. You said your mom was da 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 XYZ. So why can't I show? You said you're a personal trainer. Da 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 da." And then so all of a sudden he's scrolling and he's like, "Oh, hidden folder and opening," and all of a sudden it's him fucking another girl or guy or whatever it might be. And then Patrick is just like, "Oh yeah, you like that?
Oh, you're
okay."
so messy. Okay,
Yeah.
now what's the difference with you?
The difference is me,
Straight for the neck.
girl. I mean, I feel like I'm more of like I walk in the room, I stunt around, I'm a spectacle.
Okay.
but-
This is the thing. If you guys have not met Nikita, when I tell you this bitch douses her weave and her wigs in some sort of dragon potion, bitch, and there's a dragon tail of fumes. It's like a distinct. I know you don't like sharing the fragrance. I mean, you have a perfume series.
yeah, no, I've shared it.
So you're just very a moment.
No,
kind of
like a
girl.
moment, like in person. I would say more physical.
Do you get cringy with words? Like, what is it?
I won't say I get cringy with words. I think that I don't
What's
have
your love language?
I don't have as much of a flow as you do. You have a flow. Like you can just keep talking and talking and talking and pulling and just like staying so interested. Like for me, when I like talk to a guy, just I'll have a little banter. But it's
no, girl.
but it's
We
not
was
like you.
we have been together, and
No,
I've
I'm saying that's why I
seen
say
it.
we're a force together. I'm like, of together
That's
is
true. That's true.
beyond. I feel like we're like hook, line, and sinker. I go out there like the bait, and I just go like drag the little boys,
And I'm the
in.
fucking net bitch. Reel them in, boys.
And then she'll start talking, and she'll be like, "Why am I the biggest gay in here?" And
Oh,
can I tell that story? Can I tell that story?
Yeah,
This
tell
is what this bitch does. We're at a little like soiree, to say the least.
Okay.
There was boys. And of course, they were all good looking and yakking and whatever. They
my
might be at me,
God.
but you were the type to grab, pull them over and be like, "This is my friend. So you're not gonna say anything? Why am I the biggest gay in here?" And I'm heading on her
Okay,
more.
so there were these boys not even like impressing a girl, and they're like all about it, but they didn't want to be about it. And first one thing led to another,
And you like
I'm
pushing my hair back. He's like, "Why aren't you grabbing her by the waist? Tell her how gorgeous she is." And these guys are like, "Nikita, you look so gorgeous." Like da 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 da. Like,
Well,
it's cute.
yeah. So so another one too outside of Ranch, these boys were like, "Yo, what's up, Nikita? Like, you an inspiration? Like, yeah, that's what's up." And I go, "It's the autobiography for me." And they're like, and I'm like, "Why haven't you guys complimented her? She's so sickening. She's so good." They're like, "Oh, yeah, Nikita, you look good. That's what's up, Nikita." And I'm just like, these boys. But yeah, it's the words for me, and it's the body for
words.
you. When do you think you'll find a man and settle in this castle of yours?
Settle. I mean, I don't feel like I need one, girl.
Was I the first person to get the tour of your house? other
You
than
were.
Really? I thought that was. I just want to say I thought that was so special. I was
Shut
staring it. I think you were
up.
tearing up. You were so excited showing it to me, and I feel like if it was anybody else, I was just being like kind of braggy to myself. But I was like, if it was anyone else, I think other people that don't understand all the hard work that you put in would. I said this to you, would see it as like bragging, but I'm like, yo, this is so sick. It's so beautiful. It's a castle, and you're like this little princess in this big ass castle, and it's just so
trying.
no, but it's so cool that you were able to just really celebrate your success and share that moment with me. We were just tiptoeing pre-furniture, bitch.
Pre-furniture.
But it's so cool. It's so cool. What would you tell a younger Nikita Dragun out there?
I would tell a younger Nikita, get your shit together. I don't know. I think it's so hard, right? Like, what would you tell your younger self? I feel like I would. I mean, I would just try to tell myself maybe like, oh, you're on the right path, because I think especially in the beginning, I'm the type of person I'm like, am I doing this right? I don't know. But it's hard, don't you think? What would you tell yourself?
I would tell my younger self, just keep going. Just listen to your heart, and just keep going. You really have to listen to your instincts, because in the world that we live with, that's why I was referring to like the social dilemma earlier. There's so much like forms of influence, whether it's the news, the media, like influencing us, politics. It's just very crazy. So for someone to handle all of that stimulation, it's hard. But I think I want to repeat to everyone to really listen to yourself. And like what you said earlier, you listen to yourself. And I think just being self-aware and just manifesting what you want the way that you see it for yourself is going to be the best thing. And I think, yes, social media is a little bit scary. Yes, there are standards. Yes, there is, you know, social anxiety that people develop in mental health that develops from being on social media too much. But I think there has to be a finesse and balance between the two. Yeah. This is tea that I hope you don't mind me sharing. Okay. But I just clicked to me just now. I think in terms of how you balance your personal life and your public life is you actually bulk up on your content in a day. And girl, you be sitting here wigless, and then I'm like, at the other day you were sleeping over and you literally are like, hi Dragon, just like the picture, and I'm like, this bitch all here, no makeup, bald as hell, doing this. And then I look and it's like platinum blonde, titty, American flag, pussy stunting. And then the other one, the Care Bear green, you were just stunting. Do you think that's also a part of how you're able to balance, like by bulking up content, you're able to balance and have moments and sleepovers with me? Yeah, for sure. I mean, because before I was literally trying to every single day, like a moment, a look, that or whatever. That was what we was doing every day. It was so, it was so exhausting. And I was like getting almost like crazy. Like I think it was just like not allowing me a minute to fucking breathe, to let my hair down, to let my tits like sit out my chest, like to wear an oversized t-shirt and just like wear sweatpants and chill. Like it just was like every single day was like a moment. So I think for me, I kind of learned that. I was like, okay, well, what if I just get really dressed up and really cute one day and act as though it's like 3 or 4 different complete days, whether that be different looks, whatever it might be, and just like try to knock everything out. I mean, I think maybe anyone who's smart out there probably was like, oh yeah, duh, why don't you do that? But at the same time, I was like, I don't know. I didn't think to do that. I thought to like really every single day do a moment and a look, and it just is like really exhausting. I think it's genius. And it's just funny because we're able to have we call it a DJ Khaled. We've been using this fucking code. We're just it's just a you and me thing. Ever since I heard that, I was like, oh my god. We did it like 2 weeks ago or something, and I was like, "Are you a DJ? You want a DJ Khaled?" I was like, "What does that mean?" And I go, "And another one." And we were at Catch. We were at Catch with PT. And we got, and guess what? Between the two of us, we still got a man to pay for our dinner. Okay. That was so sickening. That was good, huh? That was a good one. Well, let me just say, you always do the fucking most. So since we do, are you ready to play this game? Okay. Called Doing the Most? How do I play? Okay, let's get started. Nikita Dragun, Doing the Most. Doing the most, bitch. All right, Nikita, who do you think is doing the most? Patrick Star. Now, why does everyone want to see that? Someone else said that. Why? Because bitch, you be doing the most. No, that's not fair. When I pull up to Saddle Ranch and you're six shots deep of 42, and the owner of Saddle Ranch has to come up to us and say, "Are you sure about this bill? Are you sure you want another one?" All right, next question. What means the most to you? Big dick. Stop. Again, what means the most to you? Medium-sized dick. Can you answer for fucking real? What authentically means the most to you? Genuinely. Give it to us. Pull it out. I'm gonna twist your fucking titties if you don't answer. I think like moments. I think I cherish a lot of moments. I think that's like really real to me. What was the last good moment? Yeah. Well, I mean, we've had a lot of really good moments lately. We've had a lot of really good moments. It doesn't have to be me. Like, no, I know. I mean, even like the other night, Bretman and I, who I haven't seen in a while, just because he's been in Hawaii. Y'all fucking came in. I look like fucking Beetlejuice, bitch. And y'all was fucking TikToking up in here. Yeah, it was good. But you know, we just have such a great connection, and we just had such fun moments. Like, I mean, even just in my kitchen, like him reading my palms and stuff, and just like, you know, that's like such a real, like, you know, I think I surround myself with real genuine people, and you're definitely one of those people too. But all right, well, when were you the most messy? I can't pick one. I don't know. I'm not messy. Pick one. What do you mean? I mean, the other day on Twitter, I was pretty damn messy. That was pretty messy. What was on Twitter? I don't know. Okay, well, no, I'm kidding. I would say my recent messiest moment was, I think
other night when I literally took off my blonde wig and my real hair came down. And I just stuffed my wig into my bag and just met you guys. Like, that was pretty messy.
That was funny, though.
That was pretty messy.
You did a wig switch on
And then I was in that room with that guy forever. You remember that?
Girl, okay.
But we didn't do anything. We were just sitting there talking.
Right.
We were.
Okay, what is the most expensive thing you have?
My body.
That's a good answer.
It is.
How many surgeries would you say total?
Oh my God. At one point it was the same as my age. So I was at 21.
No way.
No, I swear to God. I just write a list. I'm actually more on track with the men I've slept with than I am with the amount of surgeries I have.
Stop.
On God. I have I have a list of whatever. Body count. It's like it's really short list.
Wow.
But surgeries, I'm at least at 30.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, you're here, you're alive, you're well, you're breathing. I'll check your pulse right after this. But so far, you look so good.
Hopefully I don't have one. It would take up too much space.
Well, I want to say thank you so much.
For what? You're not going to end this fucking podcast? Where are my questions for Patrick? How dare you? First of all, okay, Patrick, we want to know.
You get one question.
One?
Yes.
That's it?
One. And then don't forget, it's called Yes to the Guest about success. One question.
Fuck, marry, kill. Manny.
Mm-hmm.
Nikita.
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel.
Oh my God. Okay.
Well, just because we were all OG friends.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is that messy, you guys? That's bad. See, I like how I talk about how I'm not trying to be messy, and then here I am being messy. No, I can't. I don't even want to. Just kill me.
I was going to kill you.
Oh.
Yeah. I was going to kill you. I was going to fuck Gabriel, and I was going to marry Manny.
That's a good choice. I would do the same.
That was a pretty clean answer.
Thank you guys so much for having my guest here on Say Yes to the Guest, talking all about success and definitely not tea here.
Well, Nikita motherfucking Dragon, I admire you. I love you. You are truly a success, and I hope our relationship and our friendship and our everything continues to blossom. I can't wait to grow old with your bionic ass. I can't wait.
For yourself.
I can't wait to continue to go to the doctor as we are at our dates.
Let me just say the shelf life on Dragon Beauty is a very long time, girl. Okay.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for inspiring millions of people and have a million haters at the same time. You have a family that supports you. You have men that want you. And most of all, you are human, standing tall after all of this. Yes, you are a true success. Thank you so much for coming. If you guys want to follow Nikita Dragun, fuck her, follow her, marry her, kill her, be her, do her. And most of all, just know that she's a human being with a heart. I love you, Nikita Dragun, and thank you for coming on Say Yes to the Guest. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Say Yes to the Guest. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast and follow at Say Yes to the Guest on all social platforms. Remember, you are successful. Now go out and be the bad bitch you truly are. Can't wait to chat with you next time. Bye.